life had taken its toll on me. So now here I am, in my 40s, and now I couldn't just eat whatever I wanted. I was gaining weight, and I was depressed, and I was hurting all over. And although I had continued to play basketball throughout my adult life in adult women leagues, I got to a point where I kept injuring myself. In my mid 40s, late 40s, I couldn't even play basketball anymore. So I went on this journey to figure out, what's going on with my body. Why am I gaining weight? Why am I Have you ever just felt completely inspired, like an internal inspiration, like, okay, you got to do this? Have you ever had that small, still voice inside say, this is what I want you to talk about today. This is what I want you to share today. So I'm Dr. CJ Benkert, and I decided, I've told my story many times in different trainings and webinars, in person, lectures, but I've never just told my story. I've never just taken the time to just tell my story. So I'm Dr. CJ Benkert with PuraVida Wellness, and what I wanted to cover in the next 10 minutes is, who am I? Why am I here? And what does that have to do with you? So if you're watching me or you're listening to me, who's this Dr. CJ? What's her story? What does that have to do with me? Well, who I am is, I was born in 62. I'm going to be 60 this year. And I think a lot of who I am that has to do with you is I'm your possible future self. And I think that a lot of people listening to this, and maybe not, maybe I'm presuming, but I think a lot of people either watching me or listening to this, I am your past self. Wait, past self? No. You, you, my viewers and my listeners, a lot of you are my past self. So I'm here to share an open-hearted discussion, to be truthful and vulnerable about, who am I? Why am I here? What does that have to do with you? So as I said, I was born in 62. I'm going to be 60 this year. My story is, I was born and raised in Southern California, and I can remember 5 years old sneaking into the kitchen and grabbing a glass of water and taking spoonfuls of sugar and stirring it into the water and drinking it and looking around and being so scared that I was going to get caught. I don't know why I did that. I don't know how I knew that the sugar would help numb the pain that I had inside, because at 5 years old is when I started getting sexually molested. So we've all had traumas, whether there's losses or illnesses, or I know a lot of women and men have been, sexually molested. I think it's very common, but that's my first memory, 5 years old, sneaking into the kitchen, putting sugar into a glass and drinking down this sugar water, and then fast forward, I grew up an athlete, a tomboy, loved sports. I can remember playing basketball in college, and my blood sugar would drop so low that my mom would have to bring me like a candy bar or orange juice at halftime, because if I didn't do that, I would actually pass out from low blood sugar, because I think I was kind of born, or at least in my early childhood, kind of addicted to, sugar and carbs. And, a lot of us are. So, fast forward another 20 years, an athlete, addicted to sugar and carbs, but having this really fast metabolism as an athlete, not having to worry about my weight, ended up going to chiropractic school instead of medical school, because I decided that I wanted to, honor the body's ability to heal. And although I was pre-med, I ended up going to Costa Rica, hence the name PuraVida. I went to Costa Rica during my undergraduate at University of California, Irvine, and I was pre-med, getting ready to take my MCATs. Went to Costa Rica to study tropical biology, learn Spanish, and for the first time ever was removed from the influence of the United States, Western medicine, that belief or that message that I felt like I was given. Oh, if you want to be a real doctor, if you really want to help people, you need to be a medical doctor, right? But when I was in Costa Rica, I'm like, but I love like all things natural and I love plants and real food. And I don't think I want to learn about drugs and surgery when even though I was addicted to sugar and carbs most of my life, I grew up in this very naturally minded family that, I took vitamins and, I had to sneak the sugar because it wasn't really in my house. So being in Costa Rica and, just really being removed from the influence of Western medicine in the United States, I realized I don't want to be a medical doctor. So I came home after 6 months of studying and traveling the country. And this was like in my, late 20s. And I interviewed medical doctors, osteopaths, naturopaths, chiropractors. And I had always been taken to chiropractors as a young girl, playing basketball in high school and college. I was taken to chiropractors anytime, I have problems with my back. So chiropractic really saved me. And then my family would also take me to chiropractors for nutritional work. So my view of chiropractic was like a holistic doctor, a physician that honored the body's ability to heal. What did Thomas Edison say? The doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will teach their patients about diet and their frame and exercise. That's the doctor of the future. So that's what I wanted to be. So I came back home and I interviewed all these doctors, and I decided on chiropractic because I had more familiarity with that. And to me, I thought chiropractic was more about nutrition. So I went through chiropractic school, excelled, loved it, graduated, top 5 of my class. I'd always been kind of a regular, CB student, but going into chiropractic school and having this mission, like, what does this have to do with you? I'll get to that in just a second. So I entered chiropractic school, and this is probably more of like my past self, which is more probably who you are, thinking that eating oatmeal and, drinking juice and eating fruit and being taught, the myth and the misinformation that you're supposed to eat every 2 hours. And yes, I was hypoglycemic. I was addicted to sugar and carbs. If I didn't eat every 2 hours, I would crash, pass out, wouldn't be able to play an entire basketball game. So I went through chiropractic school, started my practice, with this grand vision of, helping people be healthy, keeping people from going on medications, because that's how I grew up, naturally minded, natural way of looking at things. And 20 years into practice, life had taken its toll on me. So now here I am, in my 40s, and now I couldn't just eat whatever I wanted. I was gaining weight, and I was depressed, and I was hurting all over. And although I had continued to play basketball throughout my adult life in adult women leagues, I got to a point where I kept injuring myself. In my mid 40s, late 40s, I couldn't even play basketball anymore. So I went on this journey to figure out, what's going on with my body? Why am I gaining weight? Why am I hurting all the time? Why am I depressed? And why am I so tired that I have to like take naps? I would go into my chiropractic practice and work on people, from like 8, 9 in the morning till 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then we would always, close down for an hour or two just to eat lunch and, take a break with myself and my staff. I would have to go drive my car, find a park nearby, and actually sleep during that break from my morning patients to my afternoon, evening patients. Because if I didn't do that, I couldn't make it all day. So 2014, I'm about 50 pounds overweight. Didn't realize I was that overweight. But what really was the mission for me was I need to start feeling better, because if I continue to feel like this for the rest of my life, I don't want to live to be 100. I didn't want to practice anymore. My practice was up for sale. I was so miserable and so unhappy and so depressed that I literally wanted to sell my practice. I felt like I needed at least 2 years of a sabbatical just to like gain my energy back. I was going to move to Costa Rica and just like find a little hut on the beach somewhere and just like restore myself, like regenerate myself, because I was that miserable and that unhappy. But as most of you know, and I believe, whatever your beliefs are, God, spirit, you know, divine presence, source, Buddha, Allah, whatever your beliefs are, God saw where I was headed and I cried out for help, and God provided that help and showed me this program that I originally learned from another chiropractor about cleansing your body and getting off of sugar and not having to eat every 2 or 3 hours. And I healed my hypoglycemia. I healed my insulin resistance. And within a month or two, my energy was back. My joint pain was gone. 2014. So I started teaching this system to my patients. And I started providing this program of health and nutrition and detox and teaching people how to eat and when to eat. And I ended up opening 3 nutrition clinics. I sold my chiropractic practice. And now instead of feeling like I needed to take 2 years off, I was so energized. I felt like I did back in my 20s and 30s. I was so excited about helping people and taking people from where I was miserable and depressed, and being able to teach them the truth and guide them and support them through this system of eating and cleansing and detoxifying, and being able to customize a program for people. So fast forward 2014, when I myself was my first experiment, basically. That's why they call it a practice, right? You're practicing. Well, I practice on myself. I perfected this system of taking your body from being addicted to sugar and carbs, being inflamed, having to eat every 2, 3 hours, to being able to teach somebody what to eat, how to eat, when to eat, to change from being a sugar burner, which releases insulin and creates aging and inflammation, to using the other fuel in your body, which is fat. So here I am now, 2022, and I am a fat burner. I just finished a 7-day challenge with another chiropractic friend of mine. I can go 20, 30, 40 hours without food. And some of you listening to this, because of miscommunication and myths and beliefs that are not science-based, think, well, that's not healthy. You're supposed to eat every 2 or 3 hours. There's no science that proves that. Everything that I teach and everything that I'm saying right now is backed by studies. Our ancestors have been fasting for thousands of years. So for thousands of years, we feasted and famined. We have, all these religions that fast, Lent, and I don't know all the names. You guys know the names better than I do. Where you're like not eating all day long and you only eat from like sundown to sun up. So how come all of a sudden 1980 and on, we have to eat every 2 or 3 hours? It's not science-based, and it's completely safe to go 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 5 days without eating. And it's science-based, and there's so many studies that show that people have done that for thousands of years, and now all of a sudden, here we are in 2022, oh, that's not safe. I know fasting is kind of a popular term right now. But what I wanted to share with you is that I'm a teacher. That's who I am. That's why I'm here. And why does that matter to you? Because I'm showing up, sharing my story, how my life transformed. And I have up on my board right here First of all, my target for this year, 2022, I set targets every quarter, the beginning of the year, and then every quarter. We all have goals and aspirations and dreams and visions. I want to help 222 people have a transformation in their life. So a transformation is a permanent, lasting change. In 2014, when I went on this journey to find out what would really work and that would take me from being addicted to sugar and carbs and 50 pounds overweight and losing my zest for life and not even wanting to be on the planet anymore, literally, to wanting to sell my practice, to now being able to go 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, 30, 70, 5 days without food, because now I'm using fat for fuel and I teach people how to go back and forth between feasting and famine. So it matters to you because maybe you are where I was 8 years ago. Maybe there's so much information out there that you're like, I don't know what to eat, keto, paleo, this, that. It's so confusing. So I stick with the science. And when we work with people one-on-one, we customize and test your body. We ask your body 2,800 questions about what it needs to get healthy and to cleanse your cells and to get into fat burning and to take you from where you are now to where you want to go. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? So this is for, if you're listening to me or you're watching me, the people that I love to connect with and to help are the people that want to grow, the people that are open-minded, that realize that maybe they don't know it all, that people that want to be their best, that want to leave a legacy. Maybe your mission or your gift isn't teaching. Maybe your mission, your gift is to have this amazing influence on your grandchildren so that they grow up happy and healthy and fulfilled. I mean, we're all here to love, to experience joy, and to live a fulfilled life, to thrive. But so many of us are just surviving. 88% of us are insulin resistant. And there's so many amazing, simple, easy steps to take to take yourself from being depressed and hungry all the time and overweight and loss of energy to where I am now. So I stand before you a transformed CJ. I have transformed my body, my mind, my life, my heart, my relationships. I am so different now than I was 8 years ago. I don't even recognize who that person was 8 years ago. So why do I stand before you, opening up my heart, to thousands of people? Maybe you don't know me personally. Like, why is she opening up like this? Because me opening up and sharing my story and being vulnerable, if anything that I'm saying is resonating with you, then maybe I can take you from where I was 8 years ago, and you can be where I am in a couple of years, a year. I can make significant changes. My team and I can make significant changes in your health in just 2 to 3 months. The book that I just released, The Diabetic Weight Loss Solution. So I don't just work with diabetics, but it's definitely one of my passions. When people come in and work with us and decide that, okay, I'm not happy where I am, I don't want to be a diabetic, I'm fond of my toes, I don't want to lose my legs and my feet, we're able to create this amazing transformation with these people that are diabetics, insulin resistant, autoimmune. Typically within about 4 months, they've had a significant transformation. Now, have they completely transformed their health, like to where I am now in 4 months? No. Did I transform my health in 4 months back in 2014, being 50 pounds overweight? No. It's been a journey. I've definitely continued to grow and improve and get younger and healthier inside, over the last 8 years. But within about 12 months' time, I was back at my high school weight. My energy was back. My joint pain was gone. I wasn't depressed anymore. And I now had a new lease on life. And my mission is to help as many people as possible that want to grow, that want to leave a legacy, that want to have a significant impact on those around them to get to that point. It's because most people just don't know how to do that. They don't know how to transform their life. So I've had coaches my entire life. I have coaches now. So we typically can't grow. I could give you all the knowledge that you needed. I could tell you, okay, this is what you do, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. But unless you have the guided support, unless you're locking arms with someone, unless, here's the key, you're held accountable each week to create a change and you're answering to somebody, human nature, most of us don't change unless we're in a group, we're in a community, and we're following like-minded people. And that's what I've created. I've created this amazing community of PuraVida, tribe members and I've attracted, women, professionals who want to grow, who want to be better, who don't want to be on meds anymore, who want to be around 20, 30, 40 years from now, and they want to watch their, children and mostly grandchildren, grow up. So that's my story. That's who I am. I'm here to teach. I'm here to teach the truth. And I want to connect with people that also, want a transformation, that you're not happy where you are and you want to improve your life and your health. I want to help those people. And that's why it matters to you. So if anything that I've said resonates, awesome. You know how to connect with me, leave a message in the YouTube video, leave a message on Facebook message me, email me. There's contact information, whether you're listening to this on my podcast or in YouTube or on Facebook. You can go to my website, you can contact me. I'm here to support you and help you any way that I can. So I've been going on now for 21 minutes. My number is 222, and that's why I said that's what I want to do this year, is I want to help 222 of you transform your life and create this amazing change, empower you, give you the knowledge and the tools to feel better, get healthy, get off the meds, lose the weight, and reverse the aging clock inside of you. So I'm just going to continue until I've been going for 22 minutes and 22 seconds, because 222 to me means to love and to connect and to share. So right now I'm just talking to one of you. So it's me and you, two of us. And if I can help you improve your life and make a change, you're going to have an impact on 2 other people. And then they're going to have an impact on 2 other people. So I just have to connect with you. And then I know that I've done something amazing in life. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, and I'll end with this, to know that just one life has breathed easier because you have lived, this is to be a success.